founders of Regenesis Business School. So he says, a number of years ago, said something very profound to me and said, we start, the type of businesses we start according to the level of our exposure, the level of our education. Now, exposure could be broken up in where you travel, how you travel, the books you read, what you expose yourself to, the time that you spend on YouTube, what type of content are you consuming, right? Which then sort of then goes back to the importance of networking. What networking does is that it gives you the amazing opportunity to see what other visionaries, what other thinkers and creators have done and they've built up. And then gives you the privileged opportunity to go back in building your own business, in building your own product and, innovate that product in an amazing way. Sometimes we think of networking as being an exercise for the sales team, as being an exercise for people who are outspoken or people who can sell. But the primary base of you being in business, you need to be able to sell. You need to be able to tell your story. Now, what that then does is opportunities open up purely because of this one thing. People do business with people that they like. That's a fact. There is no other realities or truth than that. People buy products that they like. But way deeper than that, neurologically, what then happens is, which is why you have brands spending so much money on different advertising placements and the sort. So someone thinks to themselves, I'm going to come onto this platform, I'm going to talk to Extreme for 30 minutes, but it doesn't immediately translate into the sales that I'm looking for. No, what you've done is you have owned a certain part in people's brains, those neural parts. And the more and more you do that is the more and more you take more and more placement, because the biggest buyer, the biggest driver to people buying the things that they buy is they need to fall in love with the individual. But sometimes when we are networking and we are selling our stuffs to individuals and we're telling people about who we are, some of the things that we negate or rather forget or we exclude to talk about is our individual stories. Because one of the best ways for you to build your business, or one of the best ways for you to actually network and get people buying into who you are and what you do, when you get into spaces like you will when you go to, Mr. and Miss Shop Shop, you don't get into that space and you start talking to people and say, well, I make the best boots, I make the best whatever. My material is the best, we are the cheapest. Because you're competing on things where there will always be someone who's cheaper, there will always be someone who will do it the best, there will always be someone who does it the fastest. So one of the best ways to sort of then position yourself, especially at networking events such as this one, is talk to people around what is your story, right? What has gone or what has driven you to start the business that you are starting? What has gone into making this amazing recipe of a shoe or a shirt or archer or whatever the case is? The moment you then start to do that is you differentiate yourself in a market that is considered clustered or that has a lot of people in it. So network.
I love this, man. Thank you very much.